Well, hello everyone. Had a little bit of trouble getting the internet started, the live stream started this morning. And of course, it's a different time than I would normally do. And I said that I wasn't going to be doing them except for once a week, but I thought I would come on for just a moment today and share a little bit of kind of some funny things. With my wife's cancer, and of course, I know that I am not as clearly thinking as possible. So it's funny. I'm calling this sound thoughts, and that may be the last that I have is sound thoughts. I may not have any sound thoughts at all right now. Kind of funny story yesterday. I had to. We Our church puts out a monthly newsletter. I put out a monthly newsletter for our church. I call it the Broadcaster, and so yesterday would have been the day that I was to prepare it, and I got it ready. I typed it up and got it ready. It would have been for the May edition, and when I started to do the May edition, I noticed that I have not done one except for once this month. So we're in month number 5, and I've only done February is the only month that I had done. So it wasn't very sound thoughts on that, and so I had to deal with that a little bit, and so I. Um, got it ready and I sent it off to my wife, who's going to print it out. And when she looked at it, she said, "Well, Marvin, you didn't change the calendar at all. So everything on the calendar was February and March events." And so I went ahead and I said, "Well, I'll redo it." And so the calendar, I placed the May events on there and got all the May events. I sent it back out to her, and so pretty soon she gives me a call. She said, "Can I talk to you? Are you available to talk on the phone?" I called her up and she said, "Well, Marvin, you put May dates, but all of the events you put in there were for June." And so I obviously am not thinking that very sound very clearly right now. Which leads me to another not sound thought. It occurred to me last night. Well, yesterday when I recorded this, I talked about the messages that I'm working on for Sunday, and talked about my Sunday school lesson being out of the book of Jude on looking to Jesus, and then the morning service going to be out of Solomon, what God would have Solomon to do. I was preparing and ready for the services last night, and while I was preparing for those services, or not preparing, but in the services, my son was preparing to preach. We're listening to the final song, the special before he preached, and all of a sudden I realized we're having an evangelist this weekend. I don't need to prepare. I'm not preparing for preaching at all. And in fact, I had announced the evangelist in the services, but it didn't connect to me that means that I'm not preparing for preaching on Sunday. So I just would like to at least say, this weekend we are having preaching for revival is what we call it. Pastor Rick McQueen from Shawnee Baptist Temple, Shawnee Baptist Church in Oklahoma is coming up. He's coming to be with us for Sunday through Wednesday. Brother McQueen pastors, it's a newer church that he planted a few years ago there in Shawnee. And he'll be up here to preach for us coming up on Saturday night. He's preaching for us. I really feel like I need this. It's going to be good for us to have these few days of preaching services. But even he has some things going on. God knows all of these things, but God knows all that's going on in each one of our lives. Just lost my earpiece there, but I'll just keep going on, I think, with what I've got. God knows what's going on in each of our lives. And so his church, they just went through a tornado down in Shawnee, tore up the town and tore up. I don't think the church building was damaged, but they've been without power for several days. So God knows all about those things, and He is preparing, and He's going to be using it for His glory in each of our lives, all of our lives. We're going to be praying for God's blessings upon Him in the services. I'm going to leave links for our church and the different, places of content that I've got here below in the description. And so that'll be it for this broadcast. And so God bless each and every one of you. Would like to ask you to be praying for us. I go through moments of clarity, I guess, followed by moments where I just almost can't think at all. And of course, I'm not even the one who is going to be battling the cancer. That's my wife. And so we really would covet and thank you for your prayers.